everyone. It is Self-Care Sunday. How are you this Self-Care Sunday? Tell me about your day. What are you grateful for this Self-Care Sunday? That's what I want to know. I want to know what you are grateful for on this Self-Care Sunday, especially you. Yeah, I see you there saying, I'm not sure I'm going to say anything tonight, but I want to know what you're grateful for on this Self-Care Sunday. Tell me about your day and what you are grateful for. I want to know. That is true. I do. Gotta add a quick thing to my calendar before I forget. You know how the mind goes. You know how quick the mind disappears on you if I don't write it down. If I don't put it on the calendar, it's gone. It's gone. That's what happens. Hey, Adele and Dazzle are here. Dazzle, it is treat time. That's what we're talking about. Treat time. It is indeed. I'm grateful to have you all here. Hope you had a great day today, Adele. Hope you had a beautiful Sunday. I know what we did. We had a wonderful day. Even with the rain, it was a wonderful day. So I am grateful for that and grateful to have you all here on this Sunday evening as we kick off week 81 and 82. Hey, Michelle, you caught me live. Live! Is it live or is it Memorex? It is live. It is great to have you here, Michelle. Great to have you here. How are things in Virginia on this 3rd of October? Rocktober it is. Rocktober, I'm telling you. You are rocking it this month. You guys are rocking it already. Thank you. I had to look spiffy today. Had to look a little spiffy today. And we'll talk about that. That's part of my talk tonight is me being spiffy. Not me dressing spiffy, but me what I did during my day. Well, that is good. I'm glad to hear that, Adele. I am. Let's get started because you guys are between me and football tonight. There's a little game happening here in New England tonight. Let's get started with the Good Morning, Good Night book, where we start every night. Tonight we're on page 6. Good morning, good gracious. Your smile is contagious. Boom, there you go. There is your good morning today. Well, folks, it is Self-Care Sunday. That is the day we set aside each and every week, so that you can take care of you, so you can unplug, so you can disconnect, so you can untether yourself from your store, from your phone, from life. Untether. Go untethered. Disconnect and just really take care of you and recharge, because this is an Ironman. This isn't even a marathon anymore. It's an Ironman. It's an Ironman. It's a triathlon. It's an Ironman triathlon. It is. We are starting week 81 and 82 today. Week 81, 82. And this is a Ironman, people. This is tough. But you guys are killing it out there. You guys are killing it, slaying it. And I am so proud of you for the job you are doing, slaying it. Each and every day you are out there doing it. And that is awesome. But you can only do it. You can only keep going this long. You can only keep moving forward if you take time to take care of you. Yes, you. And disconnect from everything. That is how you recharge. That is how you rejuvenate yourself. And we did some of that today. That's, a big part of what we're going to talk about that. We had a self-care day, even though we had some hustle and bustle this morning. So today, I mentioned it last night if you caught it, that today was the official, I won't call it graduation. It was the official recognition of Rebecca's graduation from college uh, last May, a year ago May. So May 2020. And so it was her college had it as part of homecoming weekend, a special ceremony for the families of 2020. They didn't have like the whole stage and everything, but they had speakers today and a brunch for the families and stuff like that. It was a, how do you do it right at this point, 18 months later, 16 months later? And there isn't really a perfect answer for that. And they did okay, especially, the college has a new president. The previous president of 24 years had retired. And so you have new leadership in the school. And, but the old president came back for this event, and which was really very special. Him and I had a good relationship. Um, and, so they did the best they could with this. Um, as the class of 20 really did throughout all of this, they had to pivot to graduate. They had to really adapt. And so, part of today's discussion was, and we talk about it as business owners in hiring this next generation. It was a nice gesture, and it was a complete gesture, but it was really, it was nice that they took the time to do it. There was no perfect way to do it. And especially after the video graduation that they did, where they just had like everybody's name on a screen, and they had some speakers do a video presentation back in May of 2020. As we sat here in our living room, it was pretty lame. We've had more times where we were supposed to celebrate this. I can't count how many times we have had cake. I mean, granted, I don't think we had cake today, but we have had cake celebrating this. Hey, Kitty, nice of you to be here tonight live. But it was a nice gesture. But one of the real nice things that as a business owner I can take out of today, and as a forward-thinking mindset person that I can take out of today, is how really great this generation is, that we say all they do is look down, all they're doing is clicking on their phones, all they're doing is Insta-ing and TikToking and doing all that. But they have come to, they graduated. Okay, they passed their exams, they did their classes, they graduated. They went out there and got jobs. Some of them went on to grad school. They're doing amazing things. Okay, this younger generation, okay, of kids who sometimes you're like, are you kidding me? They're really turning into something special. And their moment, this is a moment, and the lessons of this pandemic. And actually, I heard it today called the plague, not a pandemic. The prior president, the president emeritus, called this a plague, and his is based in, he reads a lot of French literature, and so he calls it a plague, not a pandemic. And it has been a plague, but they have adapted so much that they will carry these skills forward into the workforce. Okay, this will carry us forward. They will educate their children, okay, with the skills of adaptation that they are bringing to their workforces, that they are bringing to their places of business, that they are bringing to education. They are bringing this adaptability to the circumstances, which is something that is sorely needed. We know it, okay? None of us were prepared to adapt as much as we have adapted in the last 18 months. Okay, but we are new and more adaptable people, but not everybody is. And to see this whole generation, this whole class, okay, of varied students in varied disciplines, okay, um, from engineering to lawyers, from pharmacists to speechwriter. I mean, the school graduates a wide variety of occupations, um, from accountants to non-bean counters. I don't know, but they do. I mean, it's an amazing school because of all the disciplines that they educate and how they intertwine these disciplines so the classes work together. So a business class can be working with an engineering class on a project. And there's just some neat things with them. And they've traveled the world. So many of these students studied abroad, including Rebecca. That there's just truly amazing things. So taking all of that into account, taking that forward, we have a lot to look forward to, a lot to be proud of this class, of this generation. Okay, I use Rebecca's class as the example, but of this generation moving forward, they're going to bring us great things. And I was reminded today of this isn't, we've talked about the vaccine rollout and everything and how Elvis ended polio. Well, did you know that the smallpox vaccine is largely related to us winning, George Washington winning the Revolutionary War? In 1777, smallpox was a big enough problem for the bedraggled American army that George Washington thought it could jeopardize the Revolution. An outbreak had already led to one American defeat at the Battle of Quebec. To prevent more, Washington ordered immunizations done quietly so the British would not hear how many Americans were sick. For all troops who had not had the virus. It worked. The number of smallpox cases plummeted, and Washington's army survived a war of attrition against the world's most powerful country. The immunization mandate, as Ron Chernow wrote in his 2010 Pulitzer Prize-winning biography of Washington, was as important as any military measure Washington adopted during the war. And as was the case with Washington's army, the mandates in the U.S. are largely succeeding. California's policy of vaccination has led thousands of previously unvaccinated medical workers to receive shots in recent weeks. At Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles, about 800 additional workers have been vaccinated since the policy was announced last month, bringing the hospital's vaccination rate to 97%. When New York State announced a mandate for hospital and nursing home staff workers in August, about 75% of them had received a shot. By last Monday, the share had risen to 92%, which amounts to roughly 100,000 newly vaccinated people. Trinity Health, a hospital chain in 22 states, the increase has been similar to 94% from 75%. At Genesis Healthcare, which operates long-term healthcare facilities in 23 states, COVID cases fell by nearly 50% after nearly all staff members had finished receiving a shot this summer. A North Carolina hospital system, Novant Health, last week suspended 375 workers, or about 1% of its workforce, for being unvaccinated. By the end of the week, more than half of them, about 200, received a shot and were reinstated. In 1905, the Supreme Court ruled actually against a Massachusetts pastor who had not wanted to take the smallpox vaccine. Justice John Marshall Harlan, explained that the Constitution did not allow Americans always to behave however they choose. Real liberty for all could not exist, Harlan wrote in his majority opinion, if people could act regardless of the injury that may be done to others. So, that is an important note this Self-Care Sunday and how that matters. And, I talked about yesterday how Nana got her booster shot yesterday. So You know, it's all part of self-care, and it's all part of how we get this country and this economy back on track. One person, one shot at a time, people. One person, one shot at a time. And I know as Americans, part of our core is not liking being told what to do. So I get that side of it. But this is how we get back on track. And I thought the analogy to Washington was worthwhile. You know, this self-care Sunday, I find it important to also to share this note to self. When things feel overwhelming, remember, one thought at a time, one task at a time, one day at a time. One thought at a time, one task at a time, one day at a time, people. That is how we do it. That is how we step forward. One task, one thought, one day at a time. That is how you self-care. That is how we move through it. I got an exciting week coming up for you. I've got my meeting with my business coach tomorrow. So I've got that on my agenda. And there's always great stuff to talk about that comes out of that. And I've got some other good news. I got some stuff from the SBA this week. I've got a lot of stuff going on. I may even get into it. Did I tell you I was doing some work for the SBA? That they've contracted me. We'll talk about that. There's so much to talk about, so much to do. And there's a football game happening in New England tonight. Hey, going to see Sarah and getting your nails done. That's awesome, Kitty. I love when you're able to spend time with Sarah. Cassandra and I got to spend the rest of the afternoon together. We did that lazy Sunday drive thing. We drove up and up towards the Massachusetts-Vermont border. Did some antiquing and putts through, and we actually had lunch at this literal hole in the wall. It was a trailer at the side of the road with some picnic tables serving Mexican food, and oh my God, it was unbelievable. It was really, really something to write home about. And they're open year round. I was like, you got to be kidding me. But they were hustling, they were working hard, and it was amazing. And we did some antiquing, and we got some ice cream on the way home in the rain. We had heard about this place. They did ice cream bombs, and it was unbelievable. They did a s'mores ice cream thing, which was, I can't even properly describe it, but it was unbelievable. The whole thing was unbelievable. And a Reese's one, it was just to die for. Worth the trip. Again, a day of hole in the walls, a day of just putzing our way through places. It was really a wonderful afternoon, a great day of self-care, and that's why we're going to catch up on a little bit of football tonight and watch what's happening here in New England. Will our retired player win? Will he be welcome to the stadium in New England? What will happen tonight? So we're just going to kick back for a little bit tonight. Before we get right at it tomorrow, I've got a lot to do at my desk this week. I've got several meetings. I got a lot going on, but we're going to keep on top of it here and keep our troops moving forward. You know what else moves forward is this video and everything I talk about. This video and everything I talk about goes over to nards.org/resale strong by noon the next day. Noon, I tell you, all the files, all the links, all the videos, including a direct link to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yeah, ring the bell. Ring the bell so you know when another one drops. You can also share it with everybody you know in business. The butcher, the baker, the ice cream maker. I just throw stuff in there sometimes. Yes, we do. We're going to help everybody make it to the other side. You can also share, if I'm here every night at more 8-ish live in the Nards private Facebook group and streaming on YouTube. But if you have a question in between, you can just email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil at ECIstores.com. Yes, tonight is Brady versus Belichick, but I think this is a couple season thing. I think statistically and educationally, the Brady versus Belichick thing, there's a lot more to it because it's more than ego. It is, about, does one man make a team or does one coach bring all boats up. You know, it is a combination, and I think it's statistically interesting to watch from that perspective. You know, it is. They both bring stuff to the table, and at this point, Belichick has trained so many in the league. It is really kind of interesting. So it is one to watch. That is for sure, Kitty. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. Tonight is no different. If you were not here at the top of the program, we are on page 6 tonight. Our good morning today was good morning, good gracious. Your smile is contagious. Our good night tonight is good night then. Good gracious, you're one for the ages. There's your graphics, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a football get-together, I don't know, a graduation shindig. We did it all today. We will party again. We will party in person. And when we do, I'm going to be there with you. But until then, and until tomorrow night at more 8 than ish, know that you, and you, but most importantly you, yes you, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.